Happy Friday. We're down to 18 days to go at Roosevelt National Park, Teddy Theodore Roosevelt National Park. And I thought you might enjoy the sun coming up on Nelson this morning. I'm staying at this pretty primitive campground here. Unbelievable. There's 4 people here in this entire campground, and it's just beautiful. I mean, look at this. I don't know if you can see that buffalo back there just gnawing away, just as if this is what it was. This is how it was back in the day. So anyway, I was on the radio with George this morning, except George wasn't there. George is taking care of some personal business. So Bob and Charlie interviewed me this morning. I don't know if you heard that. But one thing I want to say is, I've talked about my disappointment in the 2 presidential candidates, and I know a lot of people have. They don't like their choices. But really, the bottom line, the only solution to all of this is that we do something about it. We have to either get involved. There's a guy I met down in Oregon when I went through there, Grants Pass, Oregon. The gentleman that I met there, who is now a city council person. And I asked him his story. He said that, 6-7 years ago, he retired from somewhere else, moved to Grants Pass, and just went down to City Hall and said, "Hey, I'm here to help. What do you need?" And they put him on a committee of some kind that they needed for the city. And then he did that, and he did other things, and eventually he ran for city council and is now a city council member, and is just being a responsible part of his community. That's the whole purpose that he's doing it. So unless we get involved and do something about it, it's really easy to complain about politicians and say how bad and corrupt and evil they are. Well, we just need to get in there ourselves. Go try it. See how it is. See what does happen. See what happens when you get inside and how all the different forces are. And maybe you have a different understanding of what's happening to them, but maybe you'll also be able to correct it. So in the end, we can only look to ourselves. This country is designed by us, made for us, and unless we partake in it and not just let others do all the work, we're going to get what we get. They're probably going to get what they want, but unless we get involved, we may not necessarily get what we want. All right, that's the message for today. I'm rolling off from here in a while. Kind of hate to do it, but I have really low internet here, and I can't post my blog last night and all sorts of problems. So I'm going to have to move someplace with a little more internet reception. And I'm heading towards Mandan and Bismarck. And I'm a Lewis and Clark fan. Mandan is where Lewis and Clark, the Mandan villages, the tribe, when they went up to Missouri, they stayed there over the winter, and of 1804 to 1805, and that's where they housed, and the Native Americans took them in, and then they moved on over to the West Coast. So anyway, I'm going to go over there today, and we're making our way across the top of the country in the state. I've never been to North Dakota in this trip anyway. So thanks for listening, and I hope you have a good day. Okay, you got to see this. Yeah, there's a lot of wind going on, but you got to see this. I was just taking off from the Roosevelt National Park in the Badlands, and then there's this stop right off the interstate. And check this out. How about this? This is pretty seriously cool. Pretty nice, right? This is what Teddy Roosevelt was coming out to do ranching in back in the 1880s. Pretty rugged country. Imagine living out there on the land for the winter. Imagine the winter out there, okay? All right, we're on our way to Bismarck.